And on hashtag not a review, the segment where I take a product and give you guys a hands-on spotlight, we're taking a closer look at the SRD762Ti-QD, or as I like to call it, the alphabet soup from Sig Sauer. In all seriousness, when this can came out, there was a lot of skepticism. People were unsure about Sig making cans, but Sig picked up some giants in the suppressor industry and came out with some really interesting products. The first thing you're going to notice about this thing is that it's pretty ugly and it looks like an old school bomb. The taper at the back end is actually part of the blast chamber, because on this thing, what you see is what you get. There is no outer sleeve, so there's more internal volume for suppression. It's actually one of the most simplistic designs I've seen on a modern rifle can. You'll also notice that it ships with one of these dinky little micro brakes, which in my eyes is really just an attachment point for the gun and nothing more. I wouldn't really rely on it being an effective brake by itself, but once you get the can on there, that problem no longer matters. And being rated up to 300 Win Mag, you know I had to throw it on the Petra from Falcor Defense to test this thing out. I was pleasantly surprised that even the huge amount of gas from the Win Mag didn't have me crying when mounted on the Petra, and the overall tone of the can was really solid as well. It definitely didn't hurt my ears. You know, sometimes rifle cans are very sharp in tone, and that sucks. Next up, I threw it on my Lancer L30 Heavy Metal to see how it sounded on a 308. And even though I had the gas setting incorrect, the can did fairly well here as well. Being that it's made out of titanium, it didn't upset the balance of the gun even though it was hanging out on the end of an 18-inch barrel. And finally, I installed it on my Remington Micro 7 in 300 Blackout. The huge internal volume of this can mixed with the low gas volume of the Blackout made it a joy to shoot. And again, the balance was not upset. The Micro 7 is a small, lightweight rifle, so I was weary of whether or not I'd be okay with the can on the end of the 16-inch barrel, and that titanium really showed its lack of weight in this setup. I mentioned tone earlier because I find that tone has more impact on my suppressed shooting experience than pure decibel ratings. The SIG SRD762Ti-QD is lightweight, it's got good tone, and comes in at under $1,000. That's solid value for a high-quality rifle can. If you guys are looking to pick one of these up, I always recommend checking out silencershop.com for some of the best pricing and customer service around.